We know that humans learn from their past experiences, and that machines follow instructions given by humans. But what if I told you this isn't the case? What if I told you that robots could learn just like humans? That, my friends, is the power of machine learning. Machine learning is all about teaching computers to learn from data, just how we learn from our experiences. But instead of textbooks, they use data to get better at tasks. So let's try to understand what it is by taking the example of two babies, or, well, two 5-year-olds. Imagine that you want to teach them, in a different way, how to identify a car. So for the first baby, we're going to be giving it some rules, or some descriptors of what make a car. So you could tell it a few things, such as a car has 4 wheels, it has windows, it has a steering wheel, etc. But how effective really is this method of teaching? And plus, a truck looks kind of like a car. The baby would use the same descriptors and obviously it would be mistaken, wouldn't it? Now let's say for the second baby, you try to go for a more visual approach. Instead of spoon-feeding it how a car looks like, you give it several images of different types of vehicles and you tell it which one are cars. So this way, the baby ends up learning how a car looks like, instead of having these descriptors in front of it. You can pretty much say that this baby is trained on data. So in order to make sure it doesn't mistaken a truck for a car, you can simply just show a photo of a truck and tell it that this is not a car. So eventually the baby's gonna learn how to identify what isn't a car. Similarly, you can show a photo of a car to the baby, and eventually the baby would learn the identifying key features of what makes a car. And after showing it thousands or even millions of photos, the baby will be trained like an artificial intelligence based on data and images, and it will learn how to identify a car. So now, there's 3 types of machine learning, and we're going to look at all 3 of them in unique detail. Let's take a look at the most commonly used and first type of machine learning, which is supervised learning.
Good morning, students. How is everyone doing? I'm going to be your teacher for today's class, Nova. I'm Deval's AI companion, and I know you guys have been missing me for the past few episodes. But now I'm going to be your teacher, at least for this example. I'm going to be showing you guys what supervised learning is. In my class, I'm going to show all my students pictures of either cats or dogs. I think you guys get the point. You show them pictures of animals, and for each picture you tell them whether it's a cat or a dog. Over time, they learn to identify cats and dogs on their own. In the real world, this is like teaching a computer to recognize handwritten digits. You feed it thousands of images of handwritten numbers, along with the actual digit they represent. These are the labels. The computer uses this information to learn patterns. The computer, or more specifically a machine learning model, looks at each pixel of the images and finds patterns like shapes or curves. Once trained, it can predict what number a new image represents, even if it's never seen that particular image before. Supervised learning is used in email spam filters. By feeding the model thousands of examples of spam and non-spam emails, it learns to predict which new emails are likely to be spam, keeping your inbox clean. Now let's take a look at the second example, which is unsupervised learning. And for this example, I'm going to go undercover and have a new persona, Detective Nova. Or, kind of. Alright, I've got a case to solve. There are all these people, but I have no idea who they are or what they're doing here. This group over here, they're all holding game controllers. Let's label them as the Gamer Squad. And these folks, they're all munching on snacks like there's no tomorrow. They must be the snack attackers. But I still don't know their names, what they like, or what they're planning. I'm just grouping them based on what I see. But that's exactly what unsupervised learning does. It doesn't know who these people are, but it's great at finding patterns. It's like the ultimate party detective. Unsupervised learning itself is a type of machine learning, where the computer is given a bunch of data without any labels. It's like our detective at the party. No one is telling him who's who, but he can still identify groups based on what he sees. For example, let's say we have data from an e-commerce site about what different users are browsing. We don't know their preferences yet, but we can use unsupervised learning to group them into categories like tech enthusiasts, fashion lovers, or home decor fans, based on their browsing habits. The computer analyzes the data to find similarities and patterns. It's like finding out that people who loved gaming also tend to buy snacks a lot. It doesn't know why, but it knows that there's a connection. So, unsupervised learning helps us uncover hidden patterns in data without needing someone to label everything beforehand. It's like finding the story in a jumbled mess of clues.
Thank you, Novo, for explaining what supervised and unsupervised learning is. Now, I'd like to explain the last type of learning, which is reinforcement learning. Alright, meet my new friend, RoboDog. Today, I'm going to teach him how to do some tricks using reinforcement learning. Let's see how smart he really is. Alright, RoboDog, sit. Alright, seems like he has no idea what to do yet. Alright, come on, RoboDog, here's a treat. Sit down, sit down. Oh, good boy, RoboDog, good boy. Here, take a treat for sitting down. And this is exactly what reinforcement learning is. It's the type of machine learning where an agent learns to achieve a goal by trying different actions and getting feedback. If it makes the right move, it gets a reward. If it makes a mistake, it doesn't, or it might even get penalized. In the real world, this is used for things like training robots to walk. At first, they stumble a lot, just like RoboDog did trying to figure out the tricks. But over time, they learn the best way to move and navigate their environment. Reinforcement learning is also behind things like self-driving cars. They learn to follow the rules of the road, like stopping at red lights or avoiding obstacles, by simulating thousands of scenarios and learning from the results. So just like RoboDog, computers learn by making mistakes and correcting them. It's a powerful way to solve problems that are too complex to be programmed by hand. Now we've covered all the types of machine learning: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. Thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you guys understood everything. Hope you guys learned something new. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe. Thank you.